Let's knock this out.
You got anything?
It'll be fine.
I got a little bit. Not much. A little bit.
What do we do this weekend?
Baseball, fishing, a lot of landscaping. Landscaper Alonzo. Right?
Yeah.
No, I did that in the last few days. Hey, Jamie. Hello, Rosa. Hello, Abe. Hey, Jana. You know what? I think Jamie, Rosa, and Abe have something to say about that. Hello, Taylor. Hello, Adri. I don't know. Maybe on your screen it doesn't show the same people it shows on my screen. Entirely possible. Hello, Adri. Hello, Stronger and Wiser. Hello, Krista Bazemore. Hello, Hannah Whitehead. Sarah Reed Spencer. Hello, M. Day. Savanita. Cynthia A. Sheila Redmond. Hub City. Yeah, we need some tech stuff, Sheila. Hello, Tiffany. Oh, sick from bed. That's not good. We've had some sick people here, too. Oh, Jamie, that's awesome. Kelly, Jamie had a birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Kelly said, happy birthday, Jamie. Hello, it's your boy, Bobby. My man. Hello, Andrew. My man. Oh, Sheila, you don't, I was kidding. You don't have to do that. I can do that. Hello, Charles. Oh, yeah. We're going to talk a little Larry. We haven't talked Larry in a while on the podcast. So we're going to talk some Larry.
Hot mess.
We're going to talk about who do you think gets better care in the house when they're sick, Larry or one Walter A. Evans?
How about me when I get sick? You're not really sick.
Not true. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll discuss that. Hello, Linda Wynn. Hello, ACNC12, Adrian, Angelina. Hello, Johan Sanchez. Yeah, let me look. It's a good point. Good point.
Is everything plugged in?
Make sure everything's plugged in. Make sure everything's plugged in. Make sure everything's plugged in. Oh, Jana's dog spent today at the vet as well. We're so much lighter in this household. We're not going to eat for a week. Actually, I had ramen tonight because that's all we could afford. What am I talking about? Larry just had a surgery at the world's most expensive vet.
We're going to go do that.
All right. I'm going to do this or what?
I'm ready. I'm waiting on you.
No, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to them.
Oh.
What do you think of my hair lately?
What do you think of mine?
Both our hair is looking very just hanging out at the house. Hello, Kitten Drax. Linda wants to know how your niece is. We're going to talk about that? Can we talk about that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's not really an update.
You talk about it on the radio?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's how she knows that. Hello, Wheezy. Hashtag where's Wheezy? Hashtag who's Wheezy? All right, guys. Well.
You ready? Why are you acting like I'm not ready?
Oh, God. I'm so sore, babe. Give me a little something, something.
Testing 1, 2, testing. I don't know if my volume's high enough, but we'll find out when we all listen back to the podcast.
Look, they're almost both
Just
cranked
saying,
up all the way
I'm
to the
just
top.
gonna have to yell.
You have to eat it.
Me.
Connie Lingus, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Connie Lingus, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Oh, wow. That's a very best customer. Wheezy says she's at a graduation and she's watching this buffoonery.
Well, because graduations take hours.
Oh. Can't you just get up and leave when your kid's called?
I don't know.
And if your name's Zimmerman, sorry about you.
Yeah.
Or Zuropa.
Welcome to A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. I'm Kellie Rasberry Evans with my husband and podcast co-host Alan Evans. We've had some big changes in the house since our last podcast.
Changes.
Huge.
Yep, not huge. Not huge. Huge. Huge.
Why do you say it like that?
Because I'm from Queens.
Oh,
Huge.
well, you're not from Queens,
Oh.
but we have now got a 15-year-old in the house. Cole Alan Evans turned 15, and now next step is learner's permit.
He's closing in on you height-wise, too.
Closing in on me. Got a few inches to go. So we're getting ready to have another driver in the house. Well, about another year, but the learner's permit, that's basically driving. He's going to want to drive everywhere.
Yeah. I told Kellie I need to get him out in the Chevelle, and Kellie about flipped a gasket.
I didn't flip a gasket, but I'm like, learning a stick on a 70 resto mod, that's kind of...
I learned on a stick.
I learned how to drive on a stick too, but not a 70 resto mod. That's different than a modern.
How's that different?
It's more difficult to shift gears, is it not?
Because of the LS3?
I don't know why, but I remember my daddy gave me I was driving I said it before, a Jaguar, like a classic Jaguar with a stick, and it was so difficult to shift gears.
Yeah, it's actually, all kidding aside, it's actually not a hard car to drive. Because it's got modern transmission and engine.
So you're willing to let your 15-year-old learn how to drive on that Chevelle?
Well, a couple of caveats. Yeah. We need to be in a parking lot that's so huge, there's no cars, there's no lamp posts, light posts, almost just like we're out in the Bonneville Salt Flats. That's where we could learn, somewhere like that.
So there's that. That was a big deal. Now, as of the end of this week, we're going to have, we have a graduating senior who's going off to college. We have a junior in high school, a freshman in high school, and a fifth grader.
Time stops for no one.
No one.
And then you and I just kind of get a little older, and I don't know if we get any wiser, but
we get
a little tired.
Is tireder a word? And crankier.
A little crankier.
Tireder and crankier. There's that. And what else? Oh, Larry, our dog Larry. That if anything can go wrong.
Hey, Joni, what's up?
It's going to happen to Larry.
Yeah.
So I took Larry in to get his skin checked. He's got horrible allergies. Nothing has been working. And so we went in for a skin check. And I swear to you, it wasn't there the day before. But when I got to the vet, I looked down at him. He had this little growth on the side of his mouth, like a little tiny little growth, like a little berry.
Like a pea, right?
A little tiny thing.
Like the size of a pea, would you say?
Yeah, just a little tiny thing.
His bottom jaw?
And the vet,
It was upper jaw, sorry.
It's lower, bottom lip.
Yeah.
And the vets, I was like, I swear this was not there. It just popped up out of nowhere. And so I think they called it aspirated it. I'm not sure, where they take a little needle and just put a few cells and put it underneath the microscope. And she saw circles, and I don't even know what all that means. But basically at that point, didn't look cancerous, but cha-ching, we need to put him to sleep because he'll have to be, because of where it's located, anesthetized, put to sleep with anesthesia, anesthetized. Also,
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Since we're putting him under anyway, why don't we go ahead and get his teeth cleaned? Oh, and since we're putting him under anyway, you went today, they were like, why don't we get his hips x-ray?
Here's the deal.
I'm like, what the heck is happening here?
When you go to a sushi restaurant, you know how they bring you that card that's got all the sushi on it, and then you check the boxes of things you want.
Yeah.
I'll do a California roll. I'll do a dynamite. I'll do some seaweed salad. And you get the little pencil and check. They pretty much handed me one of these things.
Yeah.
And it said, while he's under,
let's do
how about we do a little hip x-ray? Do you want any teeth extracted? Would you like us to use a laser, or do you want us to use a knife? Why are you asking me? I'm not the vet.
But you have to approve the charges so you don't have sticker shock when they hand you the bill. I will never forget many, many years ago when I had George. Remember my dog George? I went to get him fixed. He had to get neutered. And I dropped him off at the vet. Now they said, You could everybody was saying you could go down to the city. The city will do it for like $65 or something like that. But it's a spay and neutering mill. And I was like, no, I'm gonna take him to a regular vet in this nice part of town and get him neutered. When I went to pick him up, they handed me that bill and it was like $800 or something. I was like, what is this for?
That's about what we paid today.
This was many, many years ago, Alan. I took him in to get him neutered, and that was it. That vet, the anesthesia, they went ahead and you said tooth extracting is a joke. They extracted a tooth. They did all these other things that I'm like, I didn't tell you to do these things. I was livid. And of course, the little technician sitting there. And
Did you ever have it?
Why would I do that? People take it out on, because I used to wait tables, and people take stuff out of me that was not my fault. So I'm not going to sit there and tell the vet tech who's just telling me how much it is.
Say, can I tell you who I am?
No, I didn't. I got really mad that I paid it, because I was telling her, I was like, this is not your fault. I said, but I am really upset about this because nobody told me this going in. So what did Kellie Rasberry do back then? Got on the radio. And I didn't mention the vet where I went,
right?
But I was pissed.
Yeah.
And I said, like I'm telling you here on the podcast, I don't remember the exact what all he had done, but it was all this stuff I did not agree to. I took him in to get his wiener whacked. That was it.
You got to change your voice.
Vet, the veterinarian, called me and left me the longest voicemail that it cut off. And he had to call me back to finish. He was furious with me for going on the air, basically saying they ripped me off, telling me he was, he is ethical and da-da-da. Well, I didn't mention his name, first of all, so nobody knew who I was talking about, but he knew who I was talking about. And I was questioning their integrity, so it made me really mad. And I'm also like, I grew up in the 70s, 80s in Florence, South Carolina. Our vets didn't say, need to get their teeth cleaned, but you got to put them to sleep to do it. It's better for the dog. And all these it's just gotten to be ridiculous.
You just threw him a milk bone and it said it cleanses his teeth.
But here's the thing now, if you go in and they try to upsell you with all these things, if you don't say yes, they look at you like,
oh, you're the asshole.
You love your dog?
Right.
How can you not love your dog?
Yeah.
Why would you not do all these things for your dog?
Right.
Is there any price not worth paying for the health and well-being of your dog? And you feel like a piece of shit if you don't say yes to everything on that menu.
Well, here's the thing. I was telling Kelly about the laser. He said, do you want us to use a laser? And I'm like, well, I don't know. Why are you asking me? He said, well, it's an additional $39 if we use a laser, because it heals faster.
It heals faster.
Okay. And I'm thinking, well, then why don't you just use it? Why would you upcharge your customer? Why wouldn't you just use the laser?
You gotta tell them. So
is my choice.
Kellie Rasberry won't get on the radio and say you charged them too
much.
much.
What's my choice? Is it like butter knife laser?
I don't know, Alan. It's just a racket. I told him, I said, we need to get, a veterinarian out in the sticks, out in the country, a good old fashioned country doctor that just says, whatever. Give them a heartworm pill and have a good day.
We're not throwing all the vets under the bus.
No, just the ones that upsell and make you feel guilty. I mean, I've been to another vet before who was so sweet. She told me flat out, she said, look, I had a dog one time, and she said it was a different vet. She said she had such bad allergies that I was having to put her in a bath every day and let her soak. She said, I didn't have time or patience for that. I had to get rid of that pet. And that made me feel better. It made me feel better. It's like, oh, you were willing to get rid of a dog because it was inconvenient. So that made me feel a little bit better that, oh, I don't want to sign up for this massive x-ray and all this blood tests just to check if my dog is healthy or not. You know what I mean? Anyway, I was letting off steam, and I apologize if I offended anyone who is willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars to save their pets, because there are those people out there, Alan.
I think there's
those people out there.
There's a happy medium pace between being upsold on everything and paying a fair amount for good care for your dog. Isn't there kind of in the middle there a happy medium somewhere?
And when did teeth cleaning become a thing?
Babe, we had a lot of dogs when I was a kid. We
Once.
never cleaned their teeth. And their teeth didn't fall out when they got old. They were fine.
It's like, what's going on?
Now, we did have I don't know, I think I've ever told you this story. We did have a dog one time. I was pretty young, and my sister had to be like 2 or 3 or maybe 4. I don't know. She was young, because I remember we were all on the floor and my dad brought home a new puppy. Like, I was like, yeah, this is all freaking awesome. This is a little black and white puppy. And the puppy was crawling around, I remember, and my sister was scared. We were all on the floor, so she was hiding behind my dad. She didn't want to get near the puppy. She was, she's a little toddler or whatever. Well, the puppy had something wrong with it. Like, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it would have seizures and stuff.
Aww.
And I remember that puppy wasn't around in that house another week or 2. And then that puppy was gone. So,
do you know what happened to the puppy?
I don't know what happened to it.
Did you ever ask your dad?
Well, I was sad I remember as a kid, I was sad that the puppy was gone, but I just know, they weren't, I don't think my mom and dad were
ready to sign up for that.
Sign up for whatever it was for this dog to have. I think the dog had distemper.
Oh, well,
so there was nothing. I don't think there's anything you could do about it at that point.
I don't know about now. I know we had a dog that had distemper before, and my mama nursed it through. And it's a very long and it's a heartbreaking process for the animal to go through. But I know that a long time ago they used to just put them to sleep.
I think
because it's so bad.
I think that's what happened.
Well, I mean, they've made so many improvements and stuff.
Oh, this was back in the 70s.
Yeah. It used to be you just put them to sleep. But I don't know. I get it. There's some people I know that have, like, a person I know has spent tens of thousands of dollars.
Name?
I will not say. To save their cat because they love that cat. And the cat has since now passed away. They extended the cat's life for a good amount of time. But it's like, are you a bad person if you say, you know what, this cat's had a good life. I don't want to put them through all this treatment. And honestly, I can't afford to pay tens of thousands of dollars to prolong its life, right? Yeah. Are you a bad person?
No.
I don't know. But it does take a special person that goes out and adopts a dog that does have seizures and does have all these things and is willing to do that.
Everyone's stitch is different. We're not here judging if you do or don't. We're just saying this is our experience with.
I just don't like upselling me on stuff,
but
then making me feel guilty if I don't do it.
Yeah, I know. Vets are businesses, and they have people to pay. They got rent to pay. Everything's more expensive. I get it, but it seems like this morning I was being upsold.
Yeah.
I can tell when someone's upselling me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they offer you the insurance.
They said, well, I mean, you don't want to pay. You can always pay these premiums every month.
Oh, God. Yeah. Anyway. All right. I'm done with that. Larry, by the way.
Larry.
He's got this big plastic cone on now.
The Elizabethan collar.
And the vet insisted he'd be able to eat and drink with it.
There is no freaking way he can do that because his little head is like 2 feet away from the edge of this cone.
I tried every angle possible. I was hand feeding him the kibble and trying to angle the water. It's not working.
There's no way. You can't even see his head.
I will tell you this. I went on Amazon and I ordered him a donut for his neck. So it's like a little inflatable and it's just barely bigger than his neck. So hopefully that's going to work and keep him from scratching it. And that'll be in Amazon quick delivery tomorrow. So we'll see. So otherwise, he's going to be okay.
So he's basically going to have like a mini life preserver around his neck.
Yeah. But that's better than that big cone.
So hopefully he doesn't fall in the pool. If he fell in the pool.
At least it'll float.
Because one time I had to jump in there after that doofus.
I know. He doesn't know how to swim. If he's fallen in the pool twice. Alan thankfully was there one time and and went and scooped him up. And I was sitting right there with him, and he fell in the pool because Zoe pushed him, honestly.
Zoe pushed him.
He did. You could ask all my friends that were there and witnessed it. Zoe's playing with him, pushed him in, and he just sank. And when I picked him up, he was the most terrified little wet rat, burying his face into me. It was the sweetest thing, but Larry can't swim.
No.
All right, look, I am stressed, obviously, but stress can also cause, things to manifest in your body, right? It can also, did you know that stress can cause your hair to thin?
Yes.
Or is thinning hair making you stressed? Either way, Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, physician formulated with 100% drug-free ingredients. Now, a lot of people who deal with thinning hair are hesitant to use hair supplements that have animal-derived ingredients. So Nutrafol's newest hair supplement for women ages 18 up uses 100% vegan natural ingredients. Millions of women experience thinning hair. It's very common. We just don't talk about it a lot. So what's causing your thinning hair? Is it stress? Is it styling habits, metabolism, or nutrition? Did you know that living a plant-based lifestyle, that diet, creates nutrient gaps that further impact your hair growth? So Nutrafol's women's vegan formula targets the key root causes of thinning hair and promotes healthy hair growth from within. Nutrafol doesn't just remove non-vegan ingredients from their women's formula. Instead, they identify other clinically tested 100% vegan ingredients that naturally optimize your own body's collagen production. And if you use it every day consistently, Nutrafol's vegan hair growth supplement promotes visibly less hair shedding, visibly thicker hair volume, and hair that grows faster, longer, and stronger. In this clinical study they did, 100% of women reported improved hair strength after 3 months, and more scalp coverage after 6 months. And my own hairdresser told me he saw the difference with his own eyes on the scalps of his clients.
Take the first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code SANDWICH. Find out why over 4,000 healthcare professionals recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com. Promo code SANDWICH. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code SANDWICH.
All right.
We love Nutrafol.
We do.
Look how thick our hair is.
We do. All right, moving on to happier topics.
Oh, okay.
Or did you want to talk more about dogs and vets?
No. You go ahead. I've just got a little bit of stuff.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, you want me?
I need to calm down.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got some lighthearted stuff.
I need to hear that.
Today years old. I don't know, a while back. I went through some today years old stuff. I had a long list because people love lists, but I think I had like 15. I've only got 2 today that have recently come to my attention. Number 1 is, did you know, and I think you're going to know. I
know a little about a lot.
I had no idea until about, 2 days ago, that the rapper and entertainer T-Pain has got some freaking pipes.
Mm-hmm.
The guy can freaking sing. And the way I stumbled upon this is he has a cover album out now. Have you heard about this?
I saw that you posted something, but I haven't listened to it.
Yeah, it's called On Top of the Covers. He does Change Is Gonna Come, Don't Stop Believing, Sharing the Night Together. He's got some other kind of deep cuts here. But the one that got me is he does a cover of Black Sabbath's War Pigs.
Oh.
And it's freaking great.
I wish you plugged it into the little machine here and we could hear a clip of it.
I don't think we're supposed to do that.
You can play a little clip.
We can.
There's a little. There's like a time limit before you get charged.
I think it gave me a suggestion in Apple Music or something because I like metal, I like hard rock, and I saw War Pigs, and I saw T-Pain. I'm like, come on! So I listened, and I'm like, this is amazing. He's great. So I posted this, and people are of one of 2 camps. They're either like, no, duh, he won the first season of what's that show I don't like? They're dancing around in the costumes.
Oh, Masked Singer.
He won the first season of Masked Singer.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. So he won that, and then the other camp is like, I have no freaking idea. They're like me.
Yeah.
So anyway, Today years
Because
old.
you put wrappers in a box and say, stay there.
I don't do that. I don't think I do that.
You're not allowed to do anything but what we know.
No, I don't think so.
That's what people say. They don't let singers act. They don't let dancers sing. Why can't people just do what brings them joy?
What about
And
Posty?
T-Pain wants to sing.
Posty can sing pretty good.
He can. His
Posty
new
can
album.
sing.
His new album. I only have heard Chemical so far. Really good.
Yeah.
So light.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's lighter in weight. He's lighter
Oh.
in spirit. No, he's gotten healthy because he's a daddy now, and his whole outlook has changed.
I thought when you become a daddy, you actually get heavier.
No, he decided to live a healthier lifestyle because he wants to be around for his daughter.
Good for him. That's awesome. Okay, so T-Pain was the first one. The second one just came to my attention right before the podcast. This was submitted to me by one of our very, very best customers, and I will read you this, and you'll probably be able to guess who sent this.
If it's lewd, it's from Amy. Right? Amy Wilkerson, your future bride.
Well,
a lot of things have to
so
happen
wheels
first.
off for you to say that.
A lot of things have to happen before you and Amy can be together.
Oh,
first,
God
I have
almighty.
to die, and her husband has to die.
Right. Yeah, and there'd be a few other things.
No, that's all I can think of. 2.
Okay.
That's my list. 2.
Okay, grief. Okay, so there was this guy who lived in the 12th century England. His given name was George. Amen. Real original name for an Englishman, right? It's either George or Simon, right?
Well, I don't know of any kings that are named Simon.
Okay.
It's like George, Arthur, Philip, Charles, stuff like that.
Well, this dude had a stage name. He was known as Huib the Farter.
Farger?
Farter.
Oh, I hate that word.
Known in contemporary records as Huib le Farterer, Huib le Petus, or Huib le Petor. Good eye, mate. He was a medieval flatulist.
So he could toot on command?
He was given Hemmingstone Manor in Suffolk and 30 acres of land. Now think about this. In 12th century England, everybody's poor except for the king. Nobody got nothing. This guy has 30 acres of land in return for his services as a jester for King Henry II.
So even back then, men are basically little boys that laugh at toots.
Pretty much.
Yeah. He could toot on command.
Because each year, once a year, he was obliged to perform unum saltum et siffletum et unum bumble bullum. That's Latin. My Latin's not very good. The translation of that is one jump and whistle and one fart for the king's court at Christmas.
Oh.
So
he had to work one day a year?
So to celebrate Christmas, one day a year, George
to celebrate
here,
the birth of our Lord and Savior.
Yes.
He tooted on command.
He gets in front of King Henry II. He jumps, whistles, and farts, and he gets 30 acres.
Wow.
I would jump, whistle, and fart for 30 acres.
Well, there's
Go ahead. What?
Well, I don't know what to say to that. I don't know what to say to that.
That's such a day years
unfortunate.
Old. Isn't that a neat fact?
No.
Oh.
Not neat. It's interesting, I guess.
Interesting stuff. Okay.
It's disgusting.
Why is it disgusting?
I don't like the F word, number 1.
Well, he jumped and whistled.
Yeah. Number 2, not a really great way to celebrate the birth of baby Jesus.
I would agree. I'd agree with that.
Number 3, how do you train your body to do that on command? I don't know.
Well, you're either...
how do you do it on command?
Yeah.
Because what if you accidentally got rid of your gas before you had to stand in front of the king? Is it off with your head? Because back then, if you didn't do what the king wanted,
exactly. I'm just saying.
He's like, give me back that land and give me your head.
I'm just saying, in 12th century England, that's a great job.
I guess it beats digging ditches and stuff. I don't know.
Well, farming, you're either farming or
digging,
digging or working for somebody.
Yeah.
But anyway, There you go.
It's very interesting. I don't know why that made me think. They were taught. I don't know how I got down this rabbit hole, but I did. And it was talking about how castles in England, a lot of them that haven't, necessarily been updated, or they have been updated and still some of the old features are in place, that they did not have indoor plumbing per se, but what they would do is, like the king, I guess the queen as well, they would have a toilet and it would be way up high and it would have like a chute, like a poop chute.
Right.
And it would go all the way. So it's like, like a laundry chute. If you're on the second floor, you drop the laundry down to the first floor. So the poop and the waste would go all the way. It would just like this tunnel down the side of the building, inside the building, and it would come out at the bottom. And there was a person that was assigned to scooping out
like
the waste. I know, but I don't know why that made me think of that. It's like, man, we're so fortunate not to have to do that.
Can you imagine,
to be the poop scooper of the king? Maybe that was considered a prestigious, I don't know.
Because there wasn't any running water.
No.
So if you want to bathe.
It was a very rare occasion to bathe. I remember those period pieces, those films about France and stuff and all the powdered wigs and what was it called? Dangerous Liaisons, I think. There was a lot of talk about what life was like back then because people were romanticizing how beautiful it was. And they said the reason a lot of these men and the women carried, they all carry handkerchiefs and they'd hoo-hoo-hoo and hold it in front of their face and flirt with the handkerchiefs.
Their breath stunk?
Well, they said it's because people's body odor was so bad because they wore these really big outfits.
Right.
They would keep like herbs and things in their napkins, in these handkerchiefs, and they would hold them and smell them like sachets so they didn't smell each other's BO.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Can you imagine though? I mean, I get BO like if I don't shower one day.
Yeah. But after a while, if everybody smells the same, do you stop smelling it?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Anyway, we went down a bunny hole there.
So there you go. Today years old.
Well, that was interesting, honey. I encourage you to learn maybe at least a new fact every week and share it with the podcast.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Not necessarily a gross one.
Well, I didn't.
But maybe an interesting
I didn't look for that one.
Because I remember I did that last week when I told you that, the people that didn't get the role, Robert De Niro, big, things like that. Those are interesting and not gross.
Well, I did an Entertainment Weekly. I did a T-Bank.
That was interesting.
What was that song he did? It was years ago. Was it like 2:00 in the morning or 5:00 in the morning or something?
Is it with his voice alternator thing?
Yeah. It was kind of lewd.
He made a lot of money off that microphone. Because remember his voice, what do you call that? Modulating? Voice? What do you call that when you mess with your voice? Is it modulating?
Know what you're talking about. Yeah,
there's a word for it. I've just gone blank.
Well, I'll tell you what. He's not modulating his voice on that cover album.
Or is he?
Well, I don't know. He can sing.
I
was impressed.
Because they can fine tune it, tweak it. There's AI now that people are taking the voices and, creating all new songs. I think it was Ice Cube that said.
Oh, he said, anybody try that funny business?
He's going to sue. He's like,
freaking sue him.
Yeah, don't be doing that with his voice. Because it is kind of scary what's happening.
Ice Cube is really short?
I've met him. He's not that short.
Dime. That's awesome.
Well, honey, I work in radio. They come through the studio.
When did you meet Ice Cube?
He was promoting a movie or something and came by the studio.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard he's like 5'5".
I've met a lot of people.
Well, I know you have, but I didn't know you've met Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. About Dr. Dre?
No.
About Eazy-E?
I met Kendrick Lamar. That was a big deal.
Yeah.
We could not believe that Kendrick Lamar came into our studio. Now, he is short. We had a good time with him. But yeah, I've been very, very fortunate.
You haven't met Dre or Eazy-E, huh?
No.
Okay.
Who's Eazy-E?
He was part of NWA.
I met Flava Flav. Was he with them?
Did he have his watch on or his big
clock?
He had it?
Yeah.
So he was doing his bit.
Yeah, he was rude. He's a very rude man. He just wanted his check. He showed up. Al used to throw me. Oh yeah, Al used to throw me these parties at his bar, and they had nothing to do with me. They weren't for me. He just used my birthday as an excuse to have people come in. And one year he had Flava Flav come in to MC my birthday party, and they took me to meet him because it was my birthday party, and he just basically looked right through me and was like, where's my check? He wouldn't even go on the stage until they put money
He was there to do a deal.
Yeah, put money in his hand and he went on stage.
Very unlike Vanilla Ice, who partied with us.
He did. Vanilla Ice was fun. All right. Anyway, I got asked a while back when I do another podcast called
Oh.
Love Letters to Kellie.
Love letters to Kellie.
There are a lot of adults who are single, maybe by choice, maybe not by choice, or they move to a new city and they're having trouble making friends. I had one woman that her husband moved her to another state and she was absolutely miserable. She's like, I'm having trouble making friends. I don't know what to do. So this is a problem. How do you make friends as an adult?
Do I need to listen to this? Because you accused me of not engaging.
It's not accusing you, but you did not have a big friend circle when I met you. You did not have a big friend circle.
Not many, but good.
You had a few good friends. You have more friends after you met me.
True statement.
Okay. So
I can't help it. People try to pick you up at a bar and invite you to Cowboys games, and then all of a sudden I'm friends with these people.
Well, that's not exactly how bad influence Jeff entered our lives, but it is close and it makes a better story. So anyway, how do you make friends as an adult? It does help if you have children who are on, sports teams that you can go out and, you meet other parents that way. When you see each other every Saturday morning and Sunday morning, it's easy to develop maybe friendly relationships there. But what if it doesn't extend past those Saturday mornings? What if you are lucky enough, like I was not because of my schedule, to become a room mom, with the kids' parties and stuff. And then you end up meeting other moms and you have play dates. And sometimes you forge the strongest bonds there. That's another outlet. But here's the thing. Somebody came up with this formula for how to make friends as an adult. And if you are interested in expanding your friendship circle, there's nothing wrong with saying, I'm lonely and I want to make new friends. That's okay to say that when you're single and you want to get married. I am lonely and I'm ready to meet a man and get married. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to give you the 3-6 formula and see if it maybe can help you cultivate some new friendships.
Is this just for chicks?
No, it's for everybody.
Why
is it just for chicks?
What if you're happy like me with the amount of friends you have?
I'm saying if you want to make new friends.
I don't.
Otherwise, be like Alan.
I want less friends.
Because boy, that's fun.
I'm just kidding.
All right.
Oh, come on. What does that mean?
If you hadn't met me,
yeah,
you could count your friends on one hand.
Okay. Let's discuss. So if I never met you, you're trying to tell me that I would have just gone through life in this vacuum.
Not in a vacuum.
And I would just have never met anybody that I could become friends with.
Didn't say that. I said you had about 5 friends and that was it. And you were completely satisfied with that. Am I wrong?
So I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm saying you wouldn't have all the friends you have now.
Well, that's true because my life would have taken a different path.
Then why are you trying to argue with me when I'm right?
What's that thing we were arguing about the other day? And I just gave up because you said I'm right. Anyway,
I don't remember.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen, before I give you the 3-6 rule,
to
make friends as an adult, really quickly, I want to ask this question. Why does laundry detergent come in these massive plastic jugs you can barely lift? They take up a ton of space. And did you know 91% of these inconvenient, awkward, heavy jugs end up in landfills and in our oceans, harming the planet and our marine life? But it's not like you can just stop doing laundry, but there is a better way. And do what I did, switch to Earth Breeze. Earth Breeze laundry detergent eco sheets. They look like little tiny dryer sheets, but they're not. This is a revolutionary liquidless laundry detergent. It dissolves 100% in any wash cycle, hot or cold. You don't have to measure. There's no mess, no heavy plastic jugs. You just toss in the sheet. It does its thing. Earth Breeze comes in lightweight, biodegradable, plastic-free packaging. Their eco sheets are hypoallergenic and dermatologist tested, so it's great for gentle skin too. Earth Breeze is also compatible with high efficiency washers, gray water systems. It's septic safe. It's delivered right to your door using free carbon neutral shipping, and subscriptions are so flexible. You can decide how often you want deliveries based on your laundry lifestyle. Adjust your deliveries if you're like, oh, I need it more often or a little less often. You can pause. You can cancel at any time because there's no contracts and no fees. But most importantly, you get a powerful clean. Earth Breeze is tough on stains. It fights odors. Your clothes come out clean every time. I'm so pleased with how Earth Breeze cleans our clothes. I love that there's no mess. My liquid was always dribbling on my counter. I was always going to wipe it up. None of that anymore. But don't just take my word for it. You can try it for yourself with their risk-free, 100% satisfaction guarantee. And if you don't like it, Earth Breeze will give you a full refund, no questions asked, and no returns necessary.
Switch from the old-fashioned goo to something new. Right now, our listeners can subscribe to Earth Breeze and save 40%. Go to earthbreeze.com/sandwich to get started. That's earthbreeze.com/sandwich for 40% off. earthbreeze.com/sandwich.
All right, so let's get to how to make friends as an adult.
They needed Earth Breeze back in 12th century England.
They did. All right, so there's a 3-6 rule when it comes to making friends. First, you have to identify somebody that you want to befriend, right? After you identify that person, you need to have 3 meaningful interactions with them over the course of 6 weeks. So the 3-6 rule, 3 meaningful interactions within a 6-week period.
I'm already tired of thinking about how that would work.
Over 6 weeks, you got to get together with them 3 times. How is that hard? At least 2 of those interactions have to be in real life.
Okay? IRL?
IRL. First thing, obviously, exchange numbers. That's number 1. But then you have to set, once you do that, you have to set up something within the week. Because if you don't do that, people forget, people move on, and then it becomes kind of awkward, right?
Is this appropriate across genders?
I guess, honey.
If you're a married man.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Maybe grab a coffee, maybe meet to walk on this nature trail. You know, it's like, like I said, if there's a mom that you're seeing every weekend at a baseball tournament, say, hey, let's get together, let's go have a coffee or something and exchange the numbers. But you've got to keep up the communication through texts and DMs. Once you have that meeting, keep the communication going. Don't just say nothing. And then you have to plan another face-to-face get-together. Maybe that's just another outing, maybe a trip to a farmer's market. Maybe on your walk, you talk about some sushi place you've both been dying to try. Again, just keep the texting and DMs going, and then come up with the third reason for you two to get together. And if you do it all within 6 weeks, according to this, you will most likely have a new friend. This neuropsychologist says to take it a step further, or he does take it a step further, saying ideally, if you can get together once a week for the first 2 months and then spend time in different settings, such as dinner, a movie, a gym class, you're going to be able to see many different facets of that person and understand what makes them tick. But most importantly, it's about consistency of in-person contact, phone, and other communication. So there you go. It's the 3-6 rules. 3 meaningful interactions within a 6-week span. And that would explain why when people go off to college, they have such deep, lasting friendships that take them through the rest of their lives a lot of time, because they have so many personal interactions within, this short amount of time, but then it just continues and continues. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's the rule. But you got to be proactive. And that's the thing. A lot of people say, I'm lonely, or not just with friends. I don't have anybody to date. I'm always going to be single. Okay, well, what are you doing to make that happen?
Does this work in the dating world?
I would assume it wouldn't hurt.
Sounds like it would.
It sounds like it is. What's the difference, right? But again, in the dating world, the woman wants to be pursued by the man, typically.
Yeah, these are good tips for a dude who's pursuing a chick.
Right. But so it's basically the same principle. As long as you get those 3 things in within 6 weeks. So if anybody wants to try it and let us know your results, because see, I had a woman that I really, and Alan knows who I'm talking about. She was one of the baseball moms. And I was like, Alan, let's have her and her husband over. Let's do this stuff. And we never, ever, ever did it. Never got around to doing it.
Well, that's the thing. When you have friends that have like multiple kids that play multiple sports and it's during the school year, it's really difficult to wrangle everybody together.
Let's have everybody over. Let's get together. Let's do this and that. And now they're not on the team anymore. And I never see them. And I was like, I really wanted to be friends with her. Well, she's so cool.
That doesn't mean we can't.
I know.
Still be friends.
I know. But see, I have a lot of friends, but I still have room for one more.
That's not what you told me.
What did I tell you?
I'm just kidding.
Oh. I have enough friends and I don't want any more?
Yeah, you did say that. Yes, you most certainly did.
When did I say that?
I don't know. I've heard you say it. Or maybe that was me.
Yeah.
We're going to probably make some friends on the podcast vacation. Speaking of, kellyandalan.com/vacation. Time is running out.
It is.
Limited rooms remaining.
I think we have like 11 left.
Yeah.
They're holding 11.
They're holding 11. And I know we've got some people who said, yeah, we're going to do it.
24 rooms are gone. We've got 47 people. I know that doesn't compute. You're like, the rooms are usually hold 2. We have somebody that's going absolutely by himself. Like, I'm not going to room with anybody. So that's why it's 47 people coming with us. We've got 24 rooms gone and they're still holding 11 more. So if you want to get details on is this our third, fourth? Is this our third?
It's our third.
This is our third semi-annual, somewhat infrequent podcast family vacation.
Might be the last.
Might be the last. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But we're going to be going the week of July 4th. We're using a new travel agent this year, Ken Holiday, and he's doing things just a little bit differently than we did before.
My man.
Different doesn't mean worse. It's just different. But instead of saying, hey, the package is for these specific dates, he's giving you a package that covers the week. So you can come and leave on whatever day you want. But Alan and I are going to be there all week. So you're going to overlap with us, right?
Hopefully.
We're going to be
We're going to be there Monday through Saturday, right?
Monday through Saturday at
Or Sunday through Saturday?
No, we go there on Monday. We're at Anna's wedding at a different hotel Friday through, we leave Sunday. And wait, is it Sunday through Saturday?
Are we really working this out on the podcast?
I don't know. We're going to be there all week is my point. That's my point. Alan asked me a question I did not have the answer to. Never ask a question that you don't know the answer to. That's the rule.
If you're a lawyer.
Well, anyway, we're going to be there. And we'll be there at Valentin Imperial. If you want to go to kellyandalan.com/vacation, you can get information on that. If you want to see what the resort's about, see people who are passionate about this resort, we love it. We tried visiting another resort to see if we'd be interested in
failed bit.
We were like, should we move it somewhere else?
Big failed bit.
And it just was not the right vibe.
Nope.
And I know a lot of people are like, we've already been to the Valentin Imperial. There's a reason why people keep going back there dozens of times.
The best part of that other resort was the unlimited chocolate chip cookies in that little coffee shop they had. That was legit. I was down on that.
Well, if you want to go,
down for that.
If your idea of vacation is unlimited chocolate chip cookies, then that's the resort for you.
You know what? You can do that at the Valentin too.
They have cookies.
They have dessert bars all over the place.
They do.
They have a martini bar. You know that martini bar over there by the kind of closer to the entrance?
Yeah.
We always hit. That's like one of the first places we hit.
Yeah.
Little espresso martini.
Yeah. It's we love Valentin Imperial for so many reasons. But like I was about to say, you can go to Fans of Valentin Imperial on Facebook. It's a big Facebook group, and people are on there, and they love to share tips and ideas and give you little peeks and decide which rooms are their favorite. Because people have stayed there so many times, they're like, "This is my favorite room. If you go, make sure you request this room," and they tell you all about the amenities. It's fun. It's a fun group to be a part of. Anyway, we'd love it if you can come. We've got 11 more rooms being held for the week of July 4th, but you need to get that booked. And if you've been waiting for airfare to go down and stuff, it ain't happening. It's just expensive. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
And we've got the hats. We did a survey on our wacky marketing department did an Instagram survey. We're going with a limited edition. This is our third hat in the collection.
First one was black.
Our true fans will have all three.
First one was black.
First one was black.
Second one was blue.
Second one was blue. And this one is going to be red.
Red. That was the vote.
That was the red. Just like the Hardy song. The new Hardy song, Red. So yeah, limited edition hat. I gotta order those.
Yeah, you do. Time is running out.
I've got plenty of time.
So if you go with us on the trip, you get the limited edition red sandwiches and Lovin hat.
Complimentary.
It's included in the price of admission. And all the chocolate chip cookies that you can eat at the Valentin Imperial.
Before we bring it home for Jerome and sign off here, one of our very, very best customers in the live studio audience, one of our friends, Andrea Dowling Gullidge, said this is literally what you were talking about, was literally how her and big strong Trey became friends with us.
What? Oh, the 3-6
thing,
rule?
yes.
Oh, I thought it's because they went to your movie premiere.
Well, they died. Well, they did. But then they followed up and said, hey, we need to get to. Remember, we met him out over there in
So
Frisco?
you got to be proactive.
We met him in Frisco.
That's right. We met him at that little restaurant.
You don't remember that, do you?
I do.
Are you sure?
At that little restaurant, we sat outside. We did. I remember it.
Andrea.
I do. It was up in Frisco.
Andrea, you know who your real friend is.
I do remember. And we actually went back there about 2 months ago and had dinner.
Yeah. Oh, I had the flatbread.
Okay, so you telling me I don't remember.
The place was great.
All right. I thought you were trying to say that, because I was talking about the vacation, I thought you were saying they met us on the family vacation. I was like, they haven't been to Mexico with us. That's where my brain was.
No.
Well, that's where my brain was. We were talking about going to Mexico, and then you said that's how Andrea and we became friends. I'm like, you were on a different subject than me.
Oh, I'm always a step
You were
ahead.
back to the 3-6, and I was in Mexico.
Hey, I'm always a step ahead.
All right. Well, I've got to go take Larry out of his kennel and love on him a little bit. He has not had any water. I can't get him to drink water.
Boy, he is a pitiful creature right now.
Very, very pitiful. And I can't get him to pee. Maybe it's because he hasn't had water.
I was telling Kelly that I believe it's like when a human comes out of surgery, you just
Groggy.
don't feel well. You're groggy, right. Your wheels off. You're not super hungry. You're not super thirsty. You're nauseous. You just kind of want to.
And don't they not let you leave the hospital or the outpatient until you go to the bathroom? I seem to remember that. I seem to remember that.
No, because remember, both of us went to the Butt Hut, and they didn't make us go to the bathroom before we left.
When I went under, but they just put you in twilight at the Butt Hut. But I remember when I went to have my in vitro procedure or whatever, and I was out, I had to use the bathroom before I left. Am I having a false memory?
I think you're having a false memory.
I seem to remember being drugged out of my mind and people helping me sit on the toilet until I go.
Because when we went to the Cullen cabin, they didn't make us.
But I was saying, I think it's because we were in twilight. We weren't put all the way under.
They didn't make us build the Taco Bell castle before we left.
Why do you try to get as gross as you possibly can right before we sign off?
How is that gross?
Because you're being gross, talking about pooping. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they would make you pee.
Oh.
Anyway.
I thought you meant the other.
No, I never mean the other,
I
ever.
thought you meant releasing.
I never mean the other. We don't need to do that.
Releasing the hounds of hell.
If y'all want to talk about all the different various ways to say poop, please email Alan.
At podcast@kellyandalan.com. Speaking of, I think our listeners are either not listening or they just decided, we don't need to send any more email. We need email. We haven't gotten much email lately. It's making me lonely.
Well, maybe they're completely satisfied.
Yeah.
That's what Kid used to say when our phones wouldn't ring. They're 100% satisfied.
They're 100% satisfied. Well, you can always communicate with us. Just, I don't know, send a joke or something.
But not all poopy.
My man Tony, I hadn't heard from him in a while. My man Luke up in Montana, I hadn't heard from him in a while.
Maybe he's not listening anymore.
No, I hope not. I hope he's not stopped listening. No. I don't think that's happened.
You haven't heard from him?
I haven't heard from him. He was in town the other day and we couldn't connect. All the way from Montana. He was here on business.
How could you not connect?
He was here for just a minute. He was passing through or something, and he was, I want to say he was in like Arlington or Bedford or something. He wasn't super close either. But anyway, we met and we missed each other.
People make time to do what they want to do.
Good call. It's a good way to sign off too, baby. All right. You got anything else?
No, I need to go get Larry. I'm very concerned.
All right.
I need to make sure he pee-pees before bed.
Oh, just real quick. Dylan's baseball tournament ended very abruptly this weekend, meaning they lost their first game on Sunday. So they were out of the tournament. So I took Dylan and one of his buddies fishing. They were wanting to go fishing. Dylan caught the biggest fish he's ever caught at this pond in Frisco we go to. He was fishing with a little white grub, fishing for bass. And he hooks this fish and it's bending the rod over. I posted a video on I think you can see it on my highlights, but it was bending the rod over and the fish was staying underwater. And we were trying to figure out what it is. And we finally figured out it's got to be a catfish because it wasn't coming up to the surface and jumping like a bass. He caught a 5-pound catfish.
That's pretty big.
It was the biggest fish he's ever caught, freshwater. And
it's catch and release.
Yeah, we always throw him back. But yeah, he was really pumped about that. Took some pictures.
I wonder what the fish is thinking. What the hell? How did this happen?
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah.
just go back.
Yeah. There's probably not a lot of thinking going on, is
I
there?
think they're panicking. They're panicking,
Well, they're
obviously. They can't
panicking,
breathe.
yeah.
Poor little fish.
Yeah. Well, at least he didn't get eaten.
At least.
We caught that one in Texoma at one time, went on the RV trip, and then we brought it up to the RV and I cleaned it. And I cleaned it down on the dock, but then brought it up and we fried it in the RV.
Yeah.
Were you with us on that?
No.
That was my mom and dad.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, love you desperately.
Love you.
Love our listeners desperately.
Love y'all. Hope you go on vacation with us if you can.
Yeah, I hope they do, because we're going to be friends if you do. And you don't even have to invest in the 3-6-9 rule or whatever it is. And I'm sure
we'll have many meaningful interactions within like 3 or 4 days.
That's right.
Lifelong friends.
Yes. And I'm sure we'll podcast again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye.
Hello, girls. Are y'all still there?
I think they went upstairs or went outside. There was a lot of giggling and slamming of doors, though.
They didn't know we were on the air when they came in.
Yeah. I don't think it would matter if they did, though.
Oh, it would.
Oh, Tiffany. Oh, I mean, we don't have the time.
Time for what?
She said, how many more pooping euphemisms you got? I mean, thousands? I don't know.
So gross.
Whoa. They said you have to, Jana said you have to, if you have a urinate catheter, what's the matter?
Burp Pepsi.
I didn't burp.
I smell it. You burp
I didn't
Pepsi.
burp. I did not burp.
You exhaled Pepsi.
Okay, I might have exhaled. I did not
I have
burp.
very sensitive smell.
What's the name of this podcast? A sandwich and some Elizabethan cone?
No.
A sandwich and some... A sandwich and some 12th century England?
No.
A sandwich and some...
3-6 rule.
Oh, that's exciting. Really? That's the one we're going with? The 3-6 rule?
You want me to put poop euphemisms?
It sounds like
poop
it sounds like a business podcast.
Well, it doesn't matter.
This is comedy.
Okay.
We're in the comedy section. Michael, come on, man, my man. My man said, "This is funny." That's funny. That's a good one. All right.
Thank you, Michael, for the Reader's Digest version. I appreciate it.
We couldn't exist without our volunteers, could we? Our hardworking.
I really appreciate it.
Our hardworking volunteers. Yeah. Well, it's nice to be done a little early.
Yeah.
I think I might mosey on over to that big oversized chair, plop my big fat A down, put on the news.
You didn't talk about getting your back tattooed today.
Like a slug. Yeah, there's never really anything too exciting about that. It's just I had another session. Thank you, Michael. You gotta listen. You gotta listen, or we're amen. Amen. Hey, it's 2 for 1 day. Come on, Sean. Amen. Amen. How's Sean doing?
Good.
Hi, Kelly. Hi, this is Sean. Hi, this is El Presidente. Yes. Y'all were well behaved. That's right. Yeah, that's where we go, Michael. That Bluefish in do you go to the one over there off 114 in Irving or Las Colinas? That's the one we go to. You know, Tiffany, that's a really good question. In the Apple world, it's subscriptions. Like, do you subscribe to the podcast? And then on some of the other platforms, I've learned, it's downloads or streams, listens. So the bottom line is like listens and subscriptions, depending on what platform. But on YouTube, like, that's why I always joke, and I'm kind of like halfway not joking, that even if you listen to it on YouTube or watch it on YouTube, please also listen on one of the platforms or subscribe on Apple, because that's actually what helps us. It's not, YouTube doesn't really help us. We just do this for fun. YouTube pays us a little bit, I mean, almost nothing, but we keep our yeah, that's right, Stronger and Wiser. YouTube, not so much, but yeah, so that's that. Subscribe on Apple, subscribe on all the platforms, listen. Yeah, that makes Boss Man George happy. And that allows us to keep doing it too. Right?
Hmm.
No. I didn't burp. I'm not burping.
Breath.
I'm not burping.
You have Pepsi breath.
I don't have Pepsi breath.
You have Pepsi breath.
I'll give you Pepsi breath. Oh, wow. No, I didn't know that, Michael. That's awesome. If we put a little more effort into our YouTube channel. Krista, Big Al still has his Big Al's doing a podcast?
Yeah.
He is?
Yeah, with his wife and some other woman.
I was still thinking he had Black Planner.
No, that's gone.
Al was like, orange tree has oranges, an apple tree has apples. How come an oak tree doesn't have oaks? It's like, Al, they're called acorns. Come on, man. Come on, man. Jennifer Krzyzewski wants. Okay, there was a bird. Wants a YouTube hair tutorial.
I did my.
She wants another one.
Oh,
fresh content.
But I don't.
Fresh.
Know what else to do besides my hot rollers?
Do your skincare routine.
I told you to start doing your motorcycle stuff, and nobody cares about my skin routine. Everybody does that.
What makes you think people care about motorcycle stuff?
A lot of people do that care about motorcycles, and you're watching. All you do is watch motorcycle videos. So why don't you create motorcycle videos for people to watch?
Big Al's on love letters this week?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. What's he doing? Is he
just chiming in?
Just chiming in. Al's podcasts are so short, you can listen to 2 in an hour. Oh, Jennifer, were you asking me about the magic trick, or am I thinking of somebody else? Yeah, Amy's got a lot of donkey videos. Donkey. She's had a baby donkey.
Very cute.
Let me see if I have any.
Y'all go to my Instagram if you want to see sweet little Larry. Sweet Larry. Go let Larry. Or where are you going? Oh.
Well, I was seeing if I had any sugar. Do we have any like stevia packets or anything?
Yeah.
Where are they? I'm gonna do
next to the coffee.
Next to the coffee? Okay, Jennifer, I'm going to try to do this. I haven't done a magic trick. Here's me doing my what do you call it? Disclaimer. Yeah, the sugar packet trick. So here's a 0-calorie sweetener. This is over by our coffee bar. Let me see if I can do it. Okay, here we go. This is the one the guy did on that website, I think, that you were watching. This is what he did. Didn't he pour it in there like that? It's a lot. I'm gonna put my trash can here because I'm gonna have to pour it out here. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, watch. Kind of a mess. There it is. He did something like that, right? I got sugar everywhere.
And Kellie wants to know.
Did you see it?
And Kellie wants to know if Aiden and Jackson can come over for a little bit.
Who are Aiden and Jackson?
Those boys.
Oh.
Ava's here. Is that okay with you?
Yeah. What are they going to be doing? Just kind of partying upstairs?
What are y'all gonna do? I'll ask. I think she has a crush on Aiden. Kellie has a crush.
Did that look right?
Very cute.
That wasn't the cleanest version I've ever done, but that's kind of how it works. God, now there's sugar everywhere. That's it. He did some stuff like he was pulling it out of the air and all that.
I said, "What are y'all gonna do?" She said, "Probably hang out in the movie room." I said, "Are y'all gonna make out?"
Oh, come on!
She's gonna be mad that I asked that. No.
No.
I said, "Do you want to make out?"
Babe, what are you doing? Why are you?
I'm joking with her.
So wheels off.
Why? It's funny.
Wheels off. Never gonna want her friends to.
I don't ever say anything to embarrass her in front of them. Mom, no.
Mom, no.
All right, I'm gonna go let the dog out.
Okay, guys, we will.
Is everybody who's going in the chat room to Mexico with us?
Who's going to the Mexico with us in the chat room? I know Michael is. Who else is going? Anybody? Don't tell me it's just Michael. I mean, we're happy Michael's going.
Don't tell us it's just Michael.
Michael said he's half paid. Wrecked.
I'm hosting a pool party at the house. I did not ask you if it was okay with you because you're going to be in Florida with Cole.
What pool party?
It's Riley's coming home from Switzerland, and it's Tara and
Good eye, mate.
and it's Tara and her daughter's birthday, and so we're kind of like killing 3 birds with 1 stone.
You got to kill Shanda's birthday too.
That's in August. It's too soon.
Oh, you could kill it then. You could kill it then. It's freaking
Anyway,
June.
It doesn't affect you because you're not gonna be here.
It does affect me because I'm gonna come home. There's gonna be crap in the bottom of my pool. There's gonna be crap all over the yard.
That's not true.
There's gonna be straws and crap everywhere.
My friends don't do that.
You know who cleans all that up?
My friends don't do that. All right, I'm gonna go. Cancel. Thank y'all.
Okay, guys. We'll see you soon.
Bye. Hopefully see you in Mexico.
Yes. Yeah. 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 See, I can do it all at once. Yeah. Yeah. Jennifer, I'll if you take the magician's oath, I'll stop whistle talking. Jennifer, if you take the magician's oath, I will show you in the DMs how that's done. Amy, I'll whistle, jump, and flatulate at the same time. That's what I'll do. I can do that here in my room. All right. See y'all later. See you later. Bye. Have a nice night. See you soon. Okay. That's what I like to hear. All right. I'll talk to you later.